750. Hey guys, 710. Oh, look at that. 800. Okay, bit rate's 800. Okay. So I think I got the bit rate set at about like 800 or something. Hey Michael, something like that. From last night because I was having some problems with the bandwidth, so I might have a lower quality definition. If it seems a little less quality, let me know. I can increase the bandwidth. I've got plenty of bandwidth this morning. It seems to be nighttime when I really have a problem. Hey, it's going good, Michael. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Cleaned my bong. So the first person to drop a digit is going to get to dirty up my bong. Who gets to dirty up my bong today? There's the question. That's the question we need to be asking ourselves today. Hey, Patricia. Thank you. Same to you. I woke up this morning. My body ached. I had a headache. Thank you, Nick Brown. Patricia, that's the wrong digit. Michael, that's the wrong digit. You guys, it's a 3. Come on, guys. Okay, look. It's a 3 if you share this on 2 different forms of social media. It's a 7 if you max out a tweet. You don't just throw digits at me, guys. You guys should know this. Have you shared it? That's the question. And if you shared it, like Nick Brown obviously did, then you drop the digit. And it would be a 3 if you shared it on 2 social media platforms. It would be a 7 if you maxed out a tweet, okay? 3s and 7s, that's all I'm looking for. So, yeah. It's gonna be Nick Brown, huh? Nick Brown got that first digit. Yeah, he did. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna smoke. What is this? That was the Alien Overlord, right? Let's try some of this Alien Overlord. If we can find any buds left in this thing. It's all shake. I don't really want to smoke shake because it doesn't taste good in a bong. Here's some pieces. I think we can. Yeah, yep. We can fit something together here. I think there's enough pieces here to do a bud. This is I really picked through this. I gotta. Time to go get the container from downstairs, bring it up here and reload, man. I've got a Matrix reloaded this bitch. Okay, here we go. Got some bud flower here. It looks like I can pick from. Lynn, thank you for the Happy New Year's. If you tweet it out, be sure to tag people. Ronnie Wilson, hey Ronnie. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, max out the tweet. That's tagging people. When you max out a tweet, that's tagging people. That's adding people. But definitely, yeah. I mean, if you just tweet it onto your own your Twitter channel, most people probably won't end up seeing it. But when you tweet it at somebody with a following, more people will see it. So consider that before you drop the digit. Okay, there we go. Let's see what this tastes like. This should be interesting. Hopefully it tastes good. I'm trying mac and cheese. It actually does taste like it. Really? A cannabis strain called macaroni and cheese or mac and cheese? And it tastes like mac and cheese when you smoke it. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Cool. Man, this one is for Nick Brown who dropped a digit on me. In fact, Nick and James Young. James, did you share this in two social media platforms for me, buddy? Before you put that digit down? Let me know. All right. Nick Brown says, Travis Sneed. This is the guy I always watch and tell you about. Hey, we may have picked up some new viewers from the Zoom chat from Jimmy Dore last night. After the Zoom was over, they left the room open. I don't know if they meant to do that or not. But somebody grabbed admin and everybody opened up their cameras and there were fucking 20 of us, at least, on camera. And we could all see each other and some of us were smoking and we were all talking and we're all fired up and everybody had an opinion about something. It was great. And a couple of the people that were there, they contacted me on Twitter later, and they said, we're going to be stopping by your show, blah, blah, blah. Because I went off. Oh, Young Z Harvey. Okay, cool, man. Thank you, buddy. Because I went off in the Zoom chat last night about a couple things, and I fucking screamed. And, I got mad. Because, when other people are talking, I'm quiet. And when other people were talking, most of other people were quiet and letting people talk. When I would start talking, everyone else would start talking on top of me. And I thought it quite rude. I would have to stop saying what I was going to say and sit there and let everybody else talk. And then I would try to say it again, and people would start talking on top of me. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. The next time there was a break, I started talking, and I didn't stop. And I got louder and louder and angrier, and I started talking on top of people, and I got louder and louder, and next thing you know, it was 20 people, maybe 100 people in there, maybe more. But 20 people on cam listening to me scream my fucking head off. And they all shut up, and they let me finish, and then the conversation started again. And they realized I wasn't going to sit there and just let people talk the fuck over me, man. I'm not used to that. I'm used to having conversations with people and listening to other people. And if you're talking over me, I know you're not fucking listening to me and showing me the same respect back. So I'm going to disrespect you by yelling over the top of you. And boy, oh boy, did they love that. They loved it. They were like, God, this guy's passionate and crazy, just like Jimmy Dore. Yeah, Jimmy's probably picked up some of his anger from me, I must admit. I wish I had recorded it, Adam. I didn't even think about it. I should have recorded it. But I didn't. I didn't hit record. It was a private thing, You had to pay to be in there and shit, so people pay for their privacy. But at the same time, man, I wish I had that. Because I did it like 3 times. Where I'd start talking, and people would be talking over me, and I'd start talking louder and louder and louder, and step it up and start screaming at them. And then finally finishing my point in a crescendo of frothy fucking vitriolic anger fucking spouting from my mouth hole. Nick Brown, cheers. Thank you for waiting, son. This is for Nick Brown and anybody else that decides to share this around social media. We drop digits in here. The 3 means you double shared it on 2 forms of social media. The 7 means that you maxed out a tweet. You tweeted to, 15 or 20 people until you couldn't put any more characters in there. That's all. 3s and 7s, guys. That's what keeps me smoking. Oh, and by the way, let me just take a moment to say I cleaned my bong completely, so Nick Brown will be dirtying my bong up as well. That's a cool thing. It's a nice clean bong rip for this to start off 2020. 2021, I mean. Cheers. Good flavor. Good flavor. Hey, Carl. Hey, Carl, Happy New Year. First time I've used cannabis this year. Right there. Look. Oh, you thought I was kidding? Fuck no, son. You had to turn my fan on. Yeah, here's hoping that, Carl. I'm not fucking keeping my fingers crossed. I'm definitely not going to hold my breath that 2021 is going to be better than 2020. So, much we know. Wow, that alien overlord just fucking got me. Holy shit. One bong rip, man. I am feeling it for sure. So, yeah, there's plenty to talk about today. Um, um, the Zoom chat last night was fucking awesome. Uh, and it got more awesome after, sadly to say, Jimmy, Graham, Ron, and everybody that was there after they left, and they let everyone else cam up. And then it really became fun. I mean, it was like watching a show. It was just like watching a show when at the beginning, when it was Jimmy and Ron and Graham and Steph and Mike McRae and this other guy. I think his name is Rick Overton, I believe. He was in the movie Groundhog's Day. Anyway, we were seeing these 6 people, and they were interacting, and they're funny, and we had a great time, and it was fun. But man, as soon as Steph shut off the goddamn chat and everybody else's cams popped on, dude, you could just tell. Everyone was like, oh my God, we can all see each other now. Hey, everyone's like, hey. Everyone's like, hey. And you know what else I realized? I should probably be hosting something like that. And with those very people from last night, there are a lot of people in there, they've got opinions and they're willing to talk and willing to say what they feel, and some more passionate than others. Some I agree with more than others, but it was that instant, no lag communication between 20 or 30 people, just being able to all talk to each other. It was, yeah, I guess you can have like 100 cameras up at a time in a Zoom chat. Because there were easily, I had 50 camera slots up on my screen last night, easily. But there were 20 of them that were open. Rob McNeil says we need 1,000 days of declining COVID numbers before I'll feel what a great year it is. 3 years or so. Buckle up. Rob, really, it would only take 30 days. I mean, no, you don't need 1,000 days. You just need 30, Rob. If we would all get serious for 30 days, if we would all let ourselves be ruled for 30 days, even 3 weeks, we'd kill the virus all around the world. Adam, every year from this year forward, that every year is going to get worse and worse and worse, Adam. You got to realize that, brother. Things are getting worse and worse and worse, and they're going to reach in, it's going to creep in and get all of us. It's already got me, and it's got some of my friends, and it's got a lot of my viewers, but not everybody. And anybody who thinks that just the next year is somehow going to make things better, you're not paying attention to what the world is doing right now. And I'm not even talking about politics, man. I'm talking about climate. I see a photograph of Ron Placone put up on Twitter, and he's talking about, I've become this person who sights things out on the ocean and says, look, there's a boat, And look, there's something, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, bro, you need to get away from the coast. We'll talk later. I tweeted him that. You guys should all retweet that at Ron Placone and Graham Elwood and Jimmy Dore. You need to build a wall. I'm spot on as always, says Nick. You need to build a wall. I don't get it, Adam. I'm sure you'll explain it to me. Look, all I'm saying is this morning I went out and I was walking my dog and I smelled smoke and it immediately reminded me of the fucking fires. And I started thinking about fires, man. You know, and it's all I think about out here. So I can hide from the crazy world. Oh, well. Right, so it can't creep in and get you. Now I got you, Adam. I knew you'd explain it to me. I'm hot, bro. I just hit this alien overlord, and I got this permagrin on my face. It got me so freaking high, right? I mean, I haven't hit this stuff in weeks, and there was just shake left in this container, just straight up shake, bro. Not a single. And I picked out tiny little budlets, and I set them down, and I made a bowl, and I put it together. And you can see what's left. I got to go downstairs and grab one of the bins. You know, I haven't done that in a long time either. I haven't checked on that shit either. Anywho, what I'm saying here is this. The digit droppers are as follows. Nick Brown put down a 3. Patricia Smith put 2, and I don't know what she meant by that. Michael Goldsmith hit 1. I don't know what he meant by that. But then, Youngzer Harvey, he hit a 1. Or, no, Michael Goldsmith hit a 1. I don't know what he meant by that. But then, Youngzy Harvey hit a 3. Okay, Youngzy Harvey, this is for you. Are you still here, Youngzy? Are you still here? Youngzer Harvey. Are we hitting this alien overlord again in the clean bong? What? Youngzer Harvey. You guys, Tim Pool is sad about what's going on with California, you know, wanting to do an indefinite lockdown. It would only have to be a worldwide lockdown for 30 days if we could just fucking do it. You know, if we could just quit being narcissists for 30 fucking days. We could, with the whole planet could get together, you know, we could make a month, set it in advance so everybody knows, and we could end this thing, you know. All right. Here's Tim Pool fucking trying to start a goddamn revolution, everybody. This guy is
just... As far as I can tell, the lockdown is over. Thousands of people have swarmed to the beaches in their states, defying the lockdown order.
He's celebrating
in Virginia,
it.
Take a look at
he's
this
happy.
Thousands of
he's happy
people
about this.
To the beach,
he's
but
celebrating.
The beach was supposed to be closed.
This is a good thing.
Over in New York and New Jersey, sun seekers defy beach ban in New York City as crowds in New Jersey flock to reopened coastline and flout social distancing measures as temperatures soar. In many places, they've been reopening the beaches. Many other places, they haven't. But we are seeing that, for the most part, people don't care. Kind of weird. It's scary, but it's also kind of confidence building. It's scary to think that people just have no confidence in government anymore. And if you start showing these cracks in the system, the confidence will continue to break down. The only reason the government functions is because the people will it so, as we can see right here. Now, I'll tell you what. I do think there are inherent risks to what everyone is doing. You could...
Oh, do you think, Tim? But it out and makes it look like applesauce. This motherfucker is the king of hypocritical. Look at him as he's looking away as he said what he just said. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, everybody, pay attention. Pay attention. I'm going to take Tim Pool to motherfucking garden school.
Potentially get sick. But a lot of the data that's come out so far, a lot of the studies we've seen shows that actually being outside is the best thing we can do. Social distancing, very, very important. So the people who are, flaunting this, or I should say flouting it, that's probably not a good idea. I've also seen a lot of conservatives say things like, don't wear a mask, you're like giving in or whatever, and it's like, dude, masks are so you don't get other people sick. I don't understand what's the problem with putting a mask on. Now there is some like weird viral clip where a bunch of
right, and then he will literally have somebody on his show that says that masks, lockdowns, and social distancing doesn't work at all. Remember, we just went over this, kids, right? He had that guy on his show, and the guy said what? He said, between Florida and California, same amount of deaths. He's like, California's got all these restrictions, and Florida's just going free, baby. But he didn't say the fact that fucking Florida only has half the amount of population of California. Same amount of deaths. He exactly unproved his point.
Listen, politicians are doing the press briefing. They're like, okay, we're wrapping. And all the journalists get up and take their masks off and whatever. Yeah, that's called them being idiots. Dude, people have worn masks when they're sick all the time. I think I got no problem with it. You want me to wear a mask? I don't care. What's the big deal?
Young Z Harvey, cheers.
You don't gotta wear a mask when you're driving in your car or whatever.
Young Z Harvey, are you still here?
Put a mask on, fine. I don't care. It's 2 seconds.
I think Young Z Harvey left.
Outside of this, right? That's the gist of the story with people defying lockdown. I think it shows us that the people ultimately do what they want, and the only reason the government can do anything or enforce anything is because, for the most part, people agree. You've got a bunch of people on social media right now. A bunch of activist lefty-type individuals arguing we must remain locked down, and there's no end in sight. Nothing makes sense. Listen, flatten the curve. That was the mission. We did. Now Los Angeles is saying, wait for a cure. Whoa, buddy.
What's he mean when he says flatten the curve? We did. What curve's he talking about? What do you mean flatten the curve, dude? Oh, there you are, motherfucker. Cool. Cheers.
If you want people to flip Republican, this is how you get them to do it. Maybe that's what their goal is. I have no idea. But when you get Republicans saying, y'all can go to the beach, and then people wanting to go to the beach, but you got Democrats saying, y'all can't go to the beach, what do you think people are going to say? Now, I get it. Not every state is the same. California has been slowly reopening, and so, it's not necessarily just Democrat versus Republican, but it still kind of is. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. It's really funny. There's a tweet going around. The left likes to say, think about what, World War II. So, it's not necessarily just Democrat versus Republican, but it still kind of is. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. That people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. That people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. Necessarily just Democrat versus Republican, but it's still kind of is. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. Necessarily just Democrat versus Republican, but it still kind of is. My bigger concern is that people have accepted turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese.
He's concerned that people are turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese. But didn't he just say that he supported the regulations? Wearing a mask, social distancing? Now it's turning the Constitution into Swiss cheese? Which is it, Tim? Why are you so hypocritical? And why can't you get your fucking story straight for literally from 2 minutes? From 2 minutes ago, bro. From what you said 2 minutes ago. You're saying the exact opposite now? You can't have it both ways, Tim. And I'm here to fucking call you out on your bullshit.
It's really funny. There's a tweet going around.
No, you know what's really funny and sad? You. All right, go on.
The left likes to say, think about what, World War II.
Hey, Franco.
People often ask, what would I have done if I was in, Germany in World War II? The resistance like to claim that they're the good guys and they would absolutely stand up for what's right. And then look what happens when the government seeks to violate our civil rights. They snitch on their neighbors. They advocate for government tracking. Some people are advocating for like ID badges or tracers where they can scan you to see if you've been cleared, if you've got COVID, or if you're no longer carrying it or whatever. I don't. I'm sorry. In China they do this thing where you have your phone and you scan it, so they can say, okay, you don't have COVID, we've scanned it. So you want everybody to carry around some kind of ID that tracks their health status. You'll snitch on your neighbors and advocate for doing so. You'll champion the government ruling by decree and shutting down civil rights. I'm sorry, I think I know which side you would have been on in World War II. Take a look at this story. Not all beach-going defiers are doing well. New York City man arrested in Hawaii after posting beach photos on Instagram. Hawaii officials arrested a man from New York on Friday for violating the state's 14-day quarantine rule for Tariq Peters, 23, of the Bronx, posted photos on Instagram showing him outside and traveled many places using public transportation. Authorities became aware of his social media posts from citizens who saw posts of him on the beach with a surfboard, sunbathing, and walking around Waikiki at night. This morning, agents were able to confirm with hotel personnel that had seen Peters leave his room and the premise on numerous occasions this week. Wow. He was arrested and booked on Friday, and his bail has been set at $4,000 for going outside, for going to the beach, for sunbathing. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
Now,
that
look,
is
man,
crazy.
Over in Virginia and New York, whatever. God. What are they gonna do? They're gonna arrest every single person?
No shit.
No. And what are you gonna argue if you single people out? That they should have known better? I don't think that will fly. People have a First Amendment right in this country.
He's got one point. He's got one point there.
That means they can go
That's
outside. You can't stop them.
Crazy.
Like this does not work. People have to agree, and
look,
people do not
but
agree. You want to know why?
No, let's just stop here for a second. If you're quarantining, and if you're going to do a quarantine, and if you're saying, hey, you want to visit us, that's great. You got to quarantine for 14 days, and that guy wasn't doing it. That's different, man. I understand that they're having to change rules to try to stop this thing. People like him, when they make points like this, are the reason why we are always going to have COVID, guys. Tim Pool is why we can't have nice things, and we will always have COVID. Remember that. Damn it.
Telling us over and over again that it's going to get bad, we got to lock everything down. Apparently now, we're learning that may have been a mistake.
You know what?
They say the lockdowns worked because
to me, this is pretty interesting shit. I've been live for 28 minutes. I literally have 12 viewers. Okay? So who are the 12 people that are still here watching my show before I shut this fucker down and leave? Who's the 12 people? Who's still here? S. Franco, Nick Brown, Steve Running are the 12 people. Did any of the channels get shut down? Did you guys get disconnected? Was there a bad bandwidth? Is it blurry? Answer me that. Eric Runberg, hello. Twitch is good? Right on. I don't know why I waste my fucking time. I've got fucking 13 viewers. It buffered a few seconds? Is that what it was? Did that disconnect some folks and now they don't know how to come back? Huh. Right on. All right. Well, for those of you that are still here, Teresa, Eric, S. Franco, Steve Running, Nick Brown, of course, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all still being here. I really do. Really? You've had a good connection on Facebook? Nick? Teresa's had a good connection on Facebook? Steve Running said there was some buffering on YouTube. Nobody else is saying anything else from YouTube at all. I've got 14 viewers across 15 active channels. It might even be 16 channels. It might just be the Twitch is being weird again. I mean, if people don't think that talking about fucking social distancing, masks, vaccines, and all that shit is interesting enough, man, we're fucked. My audience isn't even interested in this shit. Dude, it's 1:30 on the East Coast, Steve. It's fucking 1:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast. It's important to you? Well, Steve, I'm glad for those of you that are here. I'm thankful for the few of you that are here. I really am. And for people who choose to not be here, that I'm not providing interesting enough content. I've been doing this shit for years. You know, and when I find somebody on the internet who's got, I don't know, what's he got, like 1 million fucking subscribers, 2 million subscribers, what's he got? Yeah, 1.08. Timcast has 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and when I find somebody like that I disagree with and is literally lying to his 1 million subscribers, I can't even keep 30 or 40 of my hardcore supporters, people who I've literally fucking reached out to and helped personally. I can't even keep them fucking here interested in this shit. We've got douchebags out there that are working against us like this. I'm trying to fucking point it out to y'all. You know, it's like we talk about force the vote, Medicare for all. Not interested. I just don't think my audience really gives a fuck about saving their own asses. Or at least listening to me talk about it. Do you know, one of your friends could be one of these million fucking Tim Pool followers that goes to the beach and goes and grabs germs and spreads them all over the place, and you might not even know it. You know, it's kind of a good thing to know that this shit is going on and that people are this fucking ignorant. You should be thankful that I'm willing to sit here and bring you this. Good to know. I thought I was the only one that saw it, says Billy Joe's Mo. Billy, I don't understand what you mean. You're the only one that saw what? Hey, Cat. So, in my narcissistic mind, I would just think that the numbers would be going up for this kind of a thing, especially when I know that you guys have gone on social media and shared it around. There's a bunch of people. Hey, Scott, thank you for the digit. There's a bunch of people that are seeing it for the first time. They come in, they see what we're talking about, and, they're not interested. It blows my mind. You know, I don't even like Tim Pool, but I'm interested in hearing what he's saying to a million people about it. You know, I don't like him because he's a fucking straight up liar and he knows he's a fucking liar. He lies from 1 minute, 3 minutes later, what I just showed you on his fucking live stream. And now he's going to tell you how important your fucking personal freedoms are. After telling you how important wearing a mask and social distancing is.
You know, the infection rates going down and all that stuff, social distancing worked. That's what the studies, most of them so far, have said. What we're learning now is that actually being outside is better. One study showed the people who are 66...
You know, social distancing worked, but here's a fucking photograph of fucking hundreds of people, maybe thousands, gathered along the fucking beaches, walking, breathing in each other's air. Are you fucking kidding me? You think because you're outside you can't catch fucking COVID? Wow. You gonna go talk to somebody? Are you passing somebody? Think somebody's hot? You're gonna talk to someone who's cute? Have a conversation? You're gonna social distance? How far away? 6 feet? It's not enough. Outside can carry further, even faster in an outside wind and go right into your nostril. Right into your mouth.
Of those...
You know, people think you're outside, you're fucking safe. When they say you should be outside for health benefits, they're not talking about being outside and around other people. They're talking about being outside by yourself, you fucking idiot. But anyway, you know, just so you guys get a dose of reality and so you know what the fuck is up.
Who are contracting COVID now, we're at home. People are all confined in a closed space. They're not getting any vitamin D. Someone goes to the store, catches COVID, brings it home, touches everything, everybody gets it. If you were going outside like normal, then you're much less likely to be touching the same things, so long as you're social distancing.
What? What about when you go home from being outside, Tim? That didn't even make sense. That did not make sense. Okay. Wow. Tim just said when you go to the store, you touch things, you get COVID, you come home, you touch things at home, everyone gets it. But if you go outside, you don't go to the store anymore? What? You know, you want to hear about false equivalency? That's a false equivalency. That's where you're trying to weigh two things that have nothing to do with each other to make a point so you don't make a fucking point at all. Welcome to Timcast, everybody.
The reason why the infection rate was probably skyrocketing is because people weren't social distancing.
You know,
because people touch all the same railings on the subway, and then they handle money, and then they eat a cheeseburger, and they don't wash their hands.
And these are all things that nobody does if they go to the beach. No one goes to a hamburger stand. Nobody uses a fucking bathroom. Nobody fucking goes to a towel place or rents a bicycle that somebody else was just riding on. You know, nobody does any of those things. No. It's all different, Tim. In your mind, that photograph makes it all different. You know, I want to do this until my audience starts going, you know what? This Tim Fool, Tim douchebag guy is a fucking idiot, Nay. I love that you're doing this, Nay. This guy is a fucking dumbass. I would love to see you guys angry as fuck with the moronic shit that spouts out of this fucking moron's mouth.
People were getting sick. Now everybody's washing their hands more. They're wearing masks. And guess what?
No, you're not overthinking it.
Going down, except for those.
No, imagine this. There's people in my county, bro. They're letting their kids jog. They're jogging behind each other on tracks, bro. They're literally following right behind each other, not wearing masks. And you think when you're fucking jogging and you're huffing and puffing, and the next guy that is 3 or 4 steps behind you, jogging behind you, isn't going to inhale that, you're fucking crazy, number one. Number two, have you ever been outside in the cold before and exhaled and seen your air like in a cloud of steam? Yeah, it's kind of like that, you fucking idiots.
Are staying in their homes. It's actually the bulk. But check this out.
Okay, let's check it out.
South Dakota is my favorite example. I decided to take a look. What's going on with South Dakota? And you know what?
Okay.
YouTube might ban me for this video. I have no
No,
idea.
I don't know. Let's find out. Well, let's do the first thing that he never does. Let's find out what the population is of South Dakota, kids. Let's do that first. Okay, Google. What is the population of South Dakota?
In 2019, the population of South Dakota was 884,659.
There's not even 1 million people in South Dakota. Go on, Tim. Let's hear what you have to say about less than 1 million people. Okay, go ahead.
COVID-19 in South Dakota. 72 new positive cases. Death toll remains at 44. Active cases, 1,242. South Dakota never locked down. Right now I'm seeing a bunch of these tribal leftists say like, oh, all of these states that have reopened are seeing a spike in...
I wonder how big South Dakota is. Computer. South Dakota square miles.
South Dakota, area, 77,200 square miles. By the way, you can now ask another question. without having to
7,000
first say Alexa.
square miles.
Enable the
South
speech
Dakota is
function.
77,000
Turn on
square
follow.
miles. You've got less than 1 million people spread out over fucking 77,000 square miles. What do you guys think? Does it sound like a place that really needed the lockdown?
in cases. That's strange. I thought the incubation period was a couple days to a couple weeks. How is it that a couple days after...
It's like he thinks he's a
someone got infected,
scientist.
all of these cases have just spiked. Now, of course, they say because the incubation period is a couple
Now-
days, there it proves it. No.
Remember what he said at the beginning of this video, everybody. He said that he thought that masks and lockdowns and social distancing was important. Remember that? Remember that? And now look at how far he's fucking turned the car around. What do you guys think about Tim Pool? I want to hear your opinions right now in the chat. What do you guys think about what this man is saying? I want to hear from you guys right now in the chat. Tim Fool the Tool, says Nick Brown.
That would mean that the incubation period is a couple days, and then on the first day of them noticing they got sick, they went and got a coronavirus test. Sorry, that makes literally no sense. According to Kilo Land, which I believe is a local, I'm assuming it's local South Dakota news, they say, the numbers for Saturday, May 16th show a rise in recoveries and a drop in active cases. They say the state is reporting a total of 3,959 positive
Billy
cases in
Joe
South Dakota,
Smo says
up
Temple's
72 from
trying
Friday.
to please
Active cases
everybody.
are now at
Hard task without
1,242,
talking circular.
Down 27 from Friday. Recoveries rose by 99 to a total of 2,673. Current hospitalizations is at 75.
He really
down
doesn't
5
know
from
most of what
Friday.
he spouts off.
The state total for negative tests in South Dakota is 24,217. That's so strange. South Dakota never locked down, and they're doing really, really well. Look, I'm not here to advocate for or against whatever, but I do think it's fair to point out that the economy is in serious trouble, and all these lefty digital outlets are talking about boogaloos, saying like the boogaloo movement's coming, and these guys are blocking bars, and they want civil war. Do you want a boogaloo? Okay, you know you get one. Strain people, take away their resources, starve them out, and see how long it takes for someone to storm the beaches, both figuratively and, well, I guess, literally, just not in the same literal way you'd imagine. These people certainly are storming the beaches because the beaches are closed and they're all showing up. Fortunately for us, they're not storming it to take over or kill anybody, they're just going swimming and enjoying themselves. Check this out, though. CNN, not that I'm a big fan, reports overall grocery prices in the U.S. grew 2.6%, including seasonal adjustments last month. Here's what's getting more expensive. Eggs are up 16.1%. Chicken, 5.8%. Hot dogs, 5.7%. Donuts 5%. Carbonated drinks, 4.5%. Citrus, 4.3%. Grocery prices are soaring. Do you know what happens when people can't afford to eat? Not only have you taken their jobs away, the money that the government is giving is making things worse. The food isn't just getting more expensive because of supply chain disruption. As soon as that magic money they just dump in your account hits your account, it instantly loses buying power. I've seen a bunch of memes where they're like, as soon as the government gives you money, go buy gold with it, wait a week, and then you'll be able to buy a lot more because the dollar is being devalued dramatically by a massive influx of printed money. This is what people don't get, man. It's funny to me that you go on like Reddit or Twitter and you see all of these memes, not really memes, just like viral Twitter posts where they're like, I don't understand why these Trump bros don't just accept the government giving them money so they can have food. Because you can't eat money. And they don't seem to understand that. CNN reports.
Hey, Karen.
They say if you're a loyal reader of CNN Business, you might have seen CNN Business. You may have seen a headline Tuesday that said prices are falling at an alarming rate, or a headline today that said producers' prices fell by a record amount. It probably feels off to you, and for good reason. Every time you go to the grocery store, that number at the end of the receipt keeps getting bigger. Both things are true. Prices are falling across just about every category: apparel, hotels, cars, car insurance, airfare. But American grocery stores' price tags are soaring. Overall, the price of groceries grew 2.6%, including seasonal adjustments. In April, that was the biggest increase from one month to the next since 1974, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Prices at the supermarket are rising sharply because coronavirus has disrupted the food supply chain. When restaurants shut down, Americans started cooking at home, and demand for groceries shot up. But food producers and farmers didn't have the ability to quickly shift their food deliveries to grocery stores. Supply chains are super complex beasts. What these people don't understand, the guy who makes the beef doesn't just send a cow to Walmart and then you buy a piece of the cow. It's got to be processed. All of this food goes to processing plants, to packaging, plants and things like that before it makes it to the store. With supply chain disruption, notably restaurants being shut down, it broke everything, and now food isn't making it. So let me kind of get to the point, right? When I saw these people flooding the beaches, I was like, this is why I don't think there will be a boogaloo in the sense that the boogaloo people think there will be one. There's not going to be a government versus the people thing, because the people have spoken, man. I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do. Now, YouTube might ban this video, I guess, or they might, give me a guideline.
And what have I told you guys over and over again? I said lockdown's not going to work. Nothing's going to work unless we did it organized and we did it together with the rest of the world. And we're going to have COVID forever. There's too many anti-vaxxers out there. There's too many people that won't play ball. I agree. I agree with this point.
I'm not supposed to be talking about it or whatever. Let me tell you. In New Jersey, the beaches have been legally reopened, and people are flouting social distancing rules. Bad idea. In Wisconsin, the courts have ruled as unconstitutional. So far, we have seen that when it comes to the law, there's varying opinions so far. But I will tell you this. I think any reasonable person can tell that the governor and various executives just decreeing you can't do something is a violation of the Constitution, and it is unlawful. We do not live in a country where a mayor, a governor, can just snap their fingers and enforce anything they want. It's not legal. All the cops who are enforcing these rules are morons. That's true. They're nasty morons too, the worst kind. But think about what it would take for there to be a boogaloo. No food, right? Well, that's where things may actually boil over. In terms of the government mandating, people are just ignoring it. We're seeing businesses reopen. People are getting fined for it. Nobody cares anymore. And the crazy thing to me is over on Reddit. We've actually started seeing comments from people where they're now sympathetic. We started seeing stories from, say, the LA Times saying that the lockdown is hurting the poor. It absolutely is. But of course, the weird tribalist left trying to argue it's not. Trying to argue we must remain locked down forever, and I can't figure out why. For what reason would you say these things? Look at these people.
You have to give them money, Tim. You give them a payment, everybody a payment of $7,000 per person, something like that, something reasonable, and you lock it down for 3 weeks, and you fucking beat it. That's all. It's so easy. If you weren't such a little fucking pussy bitch, we'd be able to do this, but it's because of people like you. Because of little pussy bitches like you. You think you're tough. That's the funniest thing here is Tim Pool and libertarians and people like him, they think they're tough. Because they can do without the government, blah, blah, blah. No, the tough people are the ones that are like, yeah, we'll take it for 3 weeks or whatever it's going to take and to be done with it. Those are the real tough motherfuckers. This guy is a fucking joke.
Well, on the beach, you think these people are going to vote for you if you try to take their beach away? That's what I said yesterday about cheeseburgers. So I think
I love a cheeseburger.
The main point I'm trying to get to here,
I agree with him
everything
on
we're
that.
saying, is that
I like a cheeseburger.
nobody cares. Okay, the people will go out if they want to. I saw a post on Reddit that said, we were able to hold off American stupidity for about 8 weeks. That was our limit. No, you're the stupid one. What don't you get? All of these annoying viral leftist memes where they're like, everyone's so dumb, but I'm smart. Meanwhile, regular people are going about their regular lives, and South Dakota is not seeing a major spike. As it turns out, the lockdown probably was not the right move. But okay, we did it. It may have helped to some degree. It may have hurt to some degree. Actually, may have prolonged everything. That's what one study has shown us.
Prolonged everything?
Saying that those who are staying inside are more likely to catch COVID. But maybe shutting down big events and social distancing was the right thing to do. Maybe we just went a little overboard. Now it's time to walk things back. And you know what? Seems like the people agree. So now we'll take it into politics, Rex. I was thinking about this in terms of all of these partisan leftists who live in big cities, or who don't, who are arguing we must remain locked down, ignoring the science, ignoring the data, and ignoring the law. That Robert Wright guy, whatever his name is one of the most annoying grifters ever. And the reason I say he's an annoying grifter,
He is.
let me tell you,
I agree.
they like to call me a grifter. I don't know, my principles are pretty consistent. We'll take a look at Tara Reid, right? I said I don't necessarily trust her accusations against Biden. I think it's politically opportune. However, these are the standards they asked for, so I'm gonna, give them what they want, right? But I can easily point out the same thing for Joe Biden as Brett Kavanaugh. Due process is paramount. There's consistency. But when you look at someone like that Robert Wright guy on Twitter, I don't know if you know who he is. I don't even know who he is. All I know is every time someone does something that might in some way line up with Trump, he's the first to be screeching like a banshee. So he tweets out against Elon Musk saying, "You're getting poor people sick, you're putting them at risk." It's like, Gavin Newsom opened up manufacturing. They ignore this. They ignore their own Democratic governors. They live in a parallel, alternate, paranoid, delusional state. I think about it this way. My friends, they don't want to be inside anymore. They're losing their minds. They want to go out and get a cheeseburger. You look at Colorado, opened up a restaurant, people flooded in. You look at Wisconsin, they opened bars, people flood in. Nobody cares about what you want because you hate Trump.
What he said is
true. What do you think is going to happen as people like Governor Whitmer in Michigan say, "I'm doing this for your safety to keep you alive"? They're telling you to STFU, dude. They don't want to hear it. Regular people saying no. What she doesn't realize, especially in Michigan, is that she's basically got Detroit. Everyone else is saying, "Shut up. I'm going to go out and do whatever I want." This is the funny thing to me. The people I know in cities, like you look at New York, they've been defying the lockdown the whole time. Not everybody. They've tried. But, I see all these tweets and posts and my friends saying that you look out the window and it's like a normal day. People are walking around doing their thing.
This is so fucking anecdotal what he just said. It's like he thinks he just did like some scientific explanation of how New York has been treating coronavirus. He's such an asshole for saying what he just said. And I hope you guys caught it. So he's like, I've seen tweets. I've seen posts. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play that a couple times so it'll sink in. So you guys will hear what an asshole he is.
It's been that way the entire time for me. The time. Not everybody. They've tried. But, I see all these tweets and posts and my friends saying that you look out the window and it's like a normal day. People are walking around doing their thing. Posts and my friends saying that you look out the window and it's like a normal day. People tried. But, I see all these tweets and posts and my friends saying that you look out the window and it's like a normal day. People are walking around doing their thing. But, I see all these tweets and posts and my friends saying that you look out the window and it's like a normal day. People are walking around doing their thing.
Yeah, nobody's wearing masks. Nobody's social distancing. It's just normal. New York, they haven't changed their behavior at all. Okay.
It's been that way the entire time for me. I look out my window, I see people doing their normal thing. So what happens then when... Well, I don't get this, man. Why embrace an overtly and obvious bad idea that people don't like? I just don't understand. You know what it is? It's part of the same problem we've seen over and over again with social media, in my opinion. That a fringe sect of lunatics get vocal enough, and convince the left this is what people really want. They think that's data when 50, cartoon character Twitter profiles say, no opening the country. I wouldn't be surprised if these Twitter things are actually just black propaganda put on by Trump supporters to convince the Democratic governors to sabotage themselves by enforcing policies nobody wants. We get that COVID is bad. Everybody does. But at a certain point, no one's going to care. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Now, one of the questions I've asked is whether or not the people who are going out makes up a small fraction. Maybe that's the case. I don't think so. All of these polls from, saying like, people are scared and don't want to go outside. I'm like, I don't buy it, man. These people on the beach aren't political people. They're beachgoers. It's not, look at this. This photo, it's funny, because I'm like, these aren't Trump supporters, man. It's just thousands of people in Virginia Beach doing their thing like normal.
Another scientific observation from Tim Pohl. These aren't Trump supporters. He's so sciencey, man. I don't know how he's just pulls science right out of his fucking ass, man, this motherfucker.
Now, and you say, you are not allowed to do that. That was illegal. You arrest people for this. They're not going to vote for you, man. So we'll see how things play out. Over in California's 25th, they flipped at 21 points in favor of the Republicans. I'm starting to think that, you look at someone like Governor Whitmer in Michigan, and she is... There's something weird about these people like Blasey Ford, Peter Strzok, Whitmer.
Doesn't he
do
seem...
this thing like this?
Doesn't he seem
they
uncomfortable
smile
while he
and look
talks?
down, and it's...
Does he seem like he's uncomfortable with himself while he talks? Has anybody noticed that yet about Tim? It's almost as if he knows that he's lying to his audience. And he's showing how uncomfortable he's kind of adjusting and just like not comfortable. And, I'm just wondering if you guys are picking up on this body language like I am. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Stay Human says yes. Thank you, Stay Human. Thank you. Thank you, Stay Human. Thank you.
It's like a weird caricature of an evil gaze. Like, it's like, why are they doing that? What are these people? What do they want? They're weird. Whitmer is doing everything in her power to sabotage the Democratic Party. I'll tell you what, because she just really makes them all look stupid. I'm sorry.
Max Pfeffer! What's up, buddy? I'm so glad you're here.
Wisconsin's governor, the same thing.
Okay, but check this out.
Extension of the...
Check this out. On my broadcast, we don't call it weed. We call it cannabis on my broadcast. There's a whole thing behind it. I won't waste your time with it right now, but we only refer to it as cannabis on here. And we use a lot of it. We talk about it constantly, man. It's cannabis, 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 cannabis all day. Guaranteed. You'll love it. But if you want, I can make that go away real quick. And okay, I was gonna say I could make it go away real quick and we could have the conversation. Okay, cool. Here, let's do this then. Let's just hear a little bit more.
A lockdown?
And let's do a bong rip, bruh. Let's do a bong rip, bruh.
And their excuse is,
gonna do a bong rip,
smarter
bruh?
than you. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. You keep telling yourself that. I hope you sleep well at night. YouTube will probably censor this video in some capacity. I don't care, man. Look, the law has spoken.
Look.
Bill Barr, the Attorney General...
I don't have a problem with YouTube leaving videos like this up because people like me can come along and debunk it. I don't mind him having his opinion, and I agree with some of the things he says. He has 1 million fucking followers. When someone has 1 million followers, they shouldn't be censored. And someone like me that's only got, 24, 25,000 that they won't even tell when I go live or when I put content up on my channel, I shouldn't be censored either. At all. If we're going to lie, we're going to lie. Hey, if there's one thing I've learned, it's there's a lot of people that watch him. They're like me. They know he's lying, and we just want to watch anyway. We want to hear that perspective. We want to hear where people are coming from. We want to hear why they're thinking what they're thinking. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Hey, everybody, the Stay Human was in the Jimmy Dore show last night, guys. And he was there last night when I lost my shit a couple times. I blew up inside the Zoom. I pulled a fucking Jeffrey Tubin. I showed my dick. I went a little overboard. You know what? Let's smoke some of this mystery. Mystery. All right, let's keep going here with the 10. I'm going to pack this bowl. True OG life. Happy New Year's, bro. People should be free to make a joke of themselves. Yeah, and I don't even like the disclaimers. I don't even like the disclaimers that YouTube puts up. But people like Alex Jones and whatever, they should have a platform. And if Alex Jones is going to say things that are going to, he's going to dox people or whatever, then you just got to punish him. You know, you got to remove the content where he doxed somebody. You got to penalize him for 30 days or whatever. You can't broadcast. And that's it, you know. He should have never doxed anybody. The whole, you know, school shooting thing that he got involved with. It's just, you know, he went somewhere where he shouldn't have gone. Hey, man, there are things that are off limits on this podcast, too. For a good reason. I want to keep podcasting, man. There's rules, man. I got to follow them. And if I don't follow the rules, this is my favorite one. This is my new favorite one. Play ball. If I don't play ball, then I can't score a fucking home down. A touch run. Then I can't score a touch run home down. Oh, I love that one. That was a good one. All right, so I'm smoking for people that drop digits. Stay human. What I do in here is I ask people to share this on social media because I'm algorithmed, so people don't get to see me so much. My audience members don't get told when I'm live and all that shit. It's really bad. I mean, you're hearing Jimmy Dore and Graham Elwood and Rumba talk about that shit now. Bro, I got algorithm back in 2013. And I've been talking about it on my channel since 2013. So I'm trimming Colorado Chem RBX3 by Ethos Genetics right now. Living Soil Food Web LED lights. Oh, right on. Stay human, brother. Right on, man. Yeah, you should check out naysgarden.com and click on the Grow 4 Pounds link. You're going to see a lot of things that we probably agree on with the living soil. I have a living soil too. All right, so anyhow, the last digit drop. So people drop digits in here. It's a single number. A 3 if they share it on 2 social media platforms. A 7 if they max out a tweet. Meaning, you know, at Jimmy_Dore, at, you know, Miserable Lib, at Graham Elwood, until you can't do any more ats. That's a 7, and it's just a digit. Then I scroll up and I'm able to spot those digits and do a bong hit for these people that drop the digit. Okay, so Nick Brown we got. Young Z Harvey we got. Okay, Rob McNeil, Michael Goldsmith. Is either Rob McNeil or Michael Goldsmith here right now? Rob McNeil or Michael Goldsmith? Rob McNeil, Rob McNeil or Michael Goldsmith? Who's here? Regenerative? Bro, here, check out my garden. My, my greenhouse. Look at this. Hey, Karsten. I call it cannabis. Hell yeah, you do, buddy. There's the greenhouse. I grew 10 to 11 foot tall plants in there, maybe up to 12 feet tall, some of them in some spots inside there. Karsten. Hey man, we lost those guys. Okay, those guys didn't say they were here. So we lost dude, you got 24/7 live feed off your garden. That's up. That's what I need to do. Oh yeah, brother. I got surveillance on my solar panels. I'm totally off grid. You're gonna like this channel, man. You're gonna like this channel. Rob McNeil, Michael Goldsmith, gone. Okay. Let's see. Next digit drop was Teresa King. Teresa King, are you here? Teresa King, Karsten, thank you so much for dropping the digit. I love your new name. I call it Cannabis Mank. I love this. This is very good, yo. That's very good. Shut up, yo. You're very good. Yo, shut up. Teresa King, are you still here? I'm trying to do a bong rip. See, this is how I do bong rips. Ah, Teresa, cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I packed, yeah, some of that new in here for Teresa. Let's blow some smoke rings for Teresa. Cheers.
If the Constitution is not
Top of the hour.
He has come out against the lockdowns. The World Health Organization praised Sweden, and they had no lockdown. South Dakota had no lockdown, and there's no outbreak. It stands to reason we don't exactly know what or why or how. So it's the best thing we can do. Honestly, don't know. But I'll tell you this. If South Dakota did lock down, they're doing great. And some state and New York did lock down, and they're doing worse every day. Well, then what do you want me to do?
Look at the population, Tim. That's what we want you to do. Look at the population. There's less than 1 million people there. There's 77,000 acres. I mean, square miles.
People are going to do what they want. So I'll wrap it up with this. I think so long as people are willing to just defy the government can't do anything about it. I don't see a boogaloo being something that I can't enforce it. If all these people went and opened their businesses, then that's it. Cops can't do anything about it. Find whoever you want. Nobody cares. So I'll tell you what, man. You never want... You always want to make sure... That's what I love. I love saying this. You must act within the law, right? Great. The Supreme Court of Wisconsin has said lockdown's unlawful. Bill Barr has said the Constitution is not suspended and presumably will be taking action against many of these states that are violating the law. So YouTube, let me ask you a question. When these states enforce by decree in violation of the law, why would you support that? Perhaps there should be some action taken against you for advocating for and enforcing discourse in support of breaking the law. I'll leave it there. Whatever, just a rant on lockdown. I got another...
A rant on lockdown, but here, let's go back to the beginning. Listen to what he says at the very beginning.
But we are seeing that for the most part, people don't care. And it's kind of weird. It's scary, but... Beach ban in New York City, as crowds in New Jersey flock to reopened coastline and flout social distancing measures as temperatures soar.
Oops, I'm sorry, guys. Hey, you know what? I'm good. I'm good with that. I don't need to go back and listen to that. You know, just to hear him say that he knows that everything that they said, short of the lockdown, works. Every measure that he agrees with. I agree with social distancing. I agree with mask wearing. I agree with he said lockdown. All right. So anyhow, the point on that is we need a 3-week period of time. It can't be done in hey Billy, in sections. It's just all got to be done at one time. Everybody's got to just bear the burden and do it. And if we just did it for 3 weeks, it would be done. And we'd kill this fucking virus and it'd be over. I guess I understand it from when I've had to deal with spider mites before. And the way to deal with spider mites is you hit them every day for 10 days. They don't come back. If you spray every day for 10 days, that stops the cycle. It breaks the cycle. It's the exact same thing with COVID. We break that cycle, it's gone. And it doesn't come back. But we're not going to do it. We're not going to... I've had this coffee here this whole time. It's just been sitting here. Oh, so good, too. Not hot, but it's good. People lose their damn minds. Bro, stay human. I once came home to a grow that was covered in saran wrap. Have you ever seen spider mites that bad that your grow was covered in saran wrap? I came home to that grow and I started peeling the spider mite webs off of the tops of my plants, and it was coming off in sheets of transparent sheets, bro. Have you ever seen it that bad? You could see through them. Completely woven sheets of saran wrap, composed completely of spider mite web. It's the most incredible thing. No, see, it's not a total lost cause. No, stay human. No, I'm going to teach you something right now. 10 days, organicide, and you're good. Now, granted, organicide is not the greatest smelling stuff you're ever going to use. You know, it smells fishy, and it leaves an odor. It lasts for about 2 weeks. But if you spray every day for 10 days, the double-spotted spider mite, all of those plants, and I put them outside in that where you see that grow tent, where there wasn't a tent there at the time. It was just an area. And I planted all 6 of those plants, and they all got gigantic, no spider mites, huge. I mean, pounds and pounds off of those plants. They were so Cali train wrecks. And what was the other one? Oh, it was Sokol's fucking purple strain. You guys remember what that one was called from like 3 years ago? 4 years ago? Oh, what was that purple strain called, man? It was, I had 5 SoCali train wrecks, and one, it was, what was that stuff called, man? It was a purple strain. Do you find the yield is more about the particular pheno or the environment you grow in? The yield? Plant is, I can't seem to yield over. It's because the pheno. No, bro, you're growing under a fucking LED, brother. Nobody's even growing on the LED anymore, pal. Psh, unreal. We know those don't work. Psh, you want to get a grow, brother? Go to a high pressure sodium and a metal halide. Metal halide for veg, high pressure sodium. You're gonna thank me, bro. If you even do 400 watt, you're gonna kick the shit. Yeah, I guarantee you will kick the shit out of the LED. Even if you do 400 watt. But if you do 1,000 watt, bro, you do Sea of Green, 1,000 watt. Oh man, you'll thank me. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you'll yield way more per watt with the right kind of lights. Those LEDs, man, I don't put any stock into them at all. I mean, you literally just told me you're growing with LEDs and you're not getting a good yield. 0.5 gram a watt. Okay. Well, I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time. I'm exposed here to a lot of great growers, man, and nobody is using LED indoors. You don't blame the light. You don't think light source is important? It's like the light source is the most important thing. You said you don't blame the lights. The light is like, LED lights have great PPFD. Bro, your yield proves that LED lights are not doing it. Your yield is the only proof I need right now, man. I'm using your evidence. I'm not the be all say all on LED lights. I've used LED lights to sustain clones, and I've used LED lights for vegetative, supplemental, but I would never expect to get a high yield off of a LED grow, bro. Not if I had 1,000 watt. Man, if you lived out here where I lived, I think, what's ridiculous? You're not gonna get into an HPS versus LED argument. LED lights don't grow a good grow of cannabis, says ORF. Well, hey man, I'm just saying I go with what works, and I don't have that problem of only getting half of a gram per watt. And you asked me what I thought it was, if it's strain related or whatever. I'm just telling you what I know from the lighting, man. Lighting is king. Listen, man. You and I are both in soil, right? I'm doing live soil indoors like you are, I believe. There's more than enough evidence of LED producing massive yields. You know it for a fact? Okay, well, I tell you what, buddy. You keep doing what you're doing. Keep plugging away at it, bro. You know, and you keep tweaking it. All right? You asked me a question. You came to me. You literally asked me a question. I do a growing show. I'm here in Northern California. I've been growing for years and years. I literally have a site where it's all written out what my grow techniques are and everything. White light. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by 1,000 watt light. White light, Vega. I don't know what that means. What's 1,000 watt white light? Yeah, all I know is that my yields are huge whenever I'm growing indoors. You know? I get giant buds inside, man. I get lots of weight under the lights that I use, and the what I found works for me is a 3,000 watt room. It's easy to keep cool. It's not very expensive. So people can't get giant yields with LED lights too. I'm not seeing a lot of people doing it, bro. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, I'm sure you go to some, you'll go to some fucking expo or something. There'll be a setup. It'll be all LED, and there'll be these giant buds growing underneath it, and they'll be like, "See, there's the plants, and they're right underneath these lights." And as soon as they go home, they put them back underneath their fucking their high pressure sodium fucking bulb. You know, and I've always said at the point when the LEDs can compete legitimately and produce the type of results that I see people getting out here, people will start buying LEDs. It'll become more popular. Dude, I don't look. You want to talk about PPFD and question me about what my knowledge of light is. And I'm telling you, the way I base it is what's my yield. That's it. I don't care about all this science that you want to bring up and try to act like you want to come in and try to shame me in my live stream, bro, in front of my audience. Is that the kind of person you are? I invite you in here to my show, and you come in here, and I've been providing grow information to my audience for years. They've literally come back here and thanked me for you are literally Do you know what micromoles are? Do you know what ppfd is? Yeah, dude, you're acting like a douchebag, man. You know, you are. You are. And I'm sure that most of my audience is probably looking at you and going, wow, dude. You know, you're the one. Bye. Bye. Okay. That was quick. You know, he's the one that came in here and asked me a question. Legit, I answered it. He didn't like the answer. Gives me an example which completely proves what I was trying to say. Not even my own grow results. Fuck my grow. I'll show you what my ex-girlfriend did. What my ex-girlfriend did in that room. I'll show you what my other ex-girlfriend did in her garage. I'll show you what my friend Dino does in his garage. Or any number of one of his other rooms that he uses. You know, or I'll show you what we did back in my other house that I got evicted from. You know, I'll show you all of those. We were getting crazy yields. I got a pound off of a single plant in my grow. On inside, man. That was a big fucking deal. Off of a single fucking plant. I got a pound off of that bitch. You know? And then once I realized that I could do so much better outside, I stopped fucking with the inside grow. The only thing I'm using my inside grow right now is sustaining a Jack Herer clone. I'm not even thinking about... I'm growing a tomato plant in there. And I'm not even thinking about continuing the Jack Herer strain anymore. So it's just kind of there for maintenance, and it's nice to have to grow vegetables in now, mostly. Because if I really want to grow cannabis, man, I'm going to use the sun. Why? Because light matters, you know, and before I put it under a fucking HID, you know, high pressure sodium, metal halide, or an LED light, or fucking fluorescence, or anything, I'm going to put it out in the sun, you know, I'm going to save money, and I'm going to have a lot more light, you know, and the plants are going to be way bigger. And I've been growing for 14 years, last 4 years, LED only. I told you, there's a show grandmaster level. He's been doing it for over 5 years. Okay. So there's a guy out there. I'm sure if you told me that, I said, okay, great. I'm glad the one guy is out there doing it with an LED. That's great. You know? That's fantastic. I'm glad one guy is doing it. I hope he's not fucking lying to his fucking audience about it. You know? And flipping the lights on people. It wouldn't be that hard to do. You know, just put other lights in there and fucking turn them on and show the plants under those lights. And then put your supplemental lights on. Nobody sees those. I don't know. I don't know who the guy is. But I would have to see his product. I would have to, you know. I mean, do you have videos of your stuff? I don't know. You said LEDs, Vago. You didn't say the brand or the wattage or anything, did you? You said white light? Horticulture Lighting Group. Okay. Horticulture Lighting Group. 1,000-watt white light. Okay, I got you. You're talking about an LED when you said that. I got you. All right, I'll check it out. Okay. 1000bulbs.com. rightbud.com. horticulturelightinggroup.com. All right. All right, so it's a 650 watt. It says 1,000 watt. Oh, it's dimmable. It's only 610 watts. So they're 1,000 watts, only 610 watts. Here, there's a video. It's 1 minute long.
Microphones, all while utilizing a mere 630 watts. The lack of canopy penetration that has plagued the LED horticulture lighting industry is now a thing of the past. This is the result of HLG's newest quantum board, the QB648 Diablo, co-designed with HLG's official horticulture partner, Samsung. The HLG 650R is a true HPS replacement that is full cycle, fully dimmable, and proudly assembled in the USA. Visit HLG.
It's shipped with a defective dimmer, someone said. November 14th this past year. After he done a couple, so the LED, he converted his whole setup. He does warehouse grows. He converted everything over to LED. All right, I'll check him out. Vega. So you keep it 40 up to 48 inches away from the tops of your plants? That's fucking crazy. The Can of Profit and growdiaries.com. I'm reading the reviews. Wow, they say you have to keep these away from the tops of the plants. It'll burn the tops of the plants. Right on, Vega Man. Which one, Vega Man, which light do you have? How many do you have? I would be interested in going to LEDs just as a fucking reducing risk of fire in the house, you know? I'm always worried about an HID or a high intensity bulb blowing, starting a fucking fire, running the wattage, you know, whatever. Spoke to a guy named Greg, somebody said. Super excited, quick shipping. People are using these in 4x4 tents. Drive outside. Move your drive outside. If you're in a 9x5 tent, yeah. You know, no one's been talking about the temperature. What does this light produce as far as heat? Not impressed, someone said. I have to guesstimate how to use it. This expensive light. Not cool. We're trying to figure out what's with the dimmer. That's funny. Somebody's pissed off. They only gave it 3 stars. Huh. Got good reviews. Oh, I see here. 240 volt. Holy shit. Frequently asked questions. Here we go. What's cooling like on these things? How much heat? There it is. Oh, why can't you just say how fucking hot this motherfucker is? Oh, we're sorry, the page you requested could not be found. Ah. Dude, that's a huge light, man. I would think that would be producing a shit ton of heat, even if it is LED. But they claim, I think they claim it's 650 watts. They want $1,000 for it. if it's running 650, it's running 650 watts. And they say it's doing the exact same thing as a 1,000-watt bulb, and then you're saving energy. You know, you're saving a shit ton of energy that way on your power bill, as if it's producing the same results. It'll end up paying for itself if they last. And that's another thing, is how long do you have, are the bulbs replaceable in them, and do the bulbs go out, and how long will the bulbs last? Because the last LED I had, if I remember correctly, it didn't take long before I started losing a couple of bulbs in my LED. They burn out. So I hope that's changed. I hope they last longer, because, you know, once they start going out, you're losing, with every bulb, you're going to start losing energy. Dude, they show the light, show the light, show the light. Show the fucking plants underneath the goddamn light. How about that? Isn't that weird? Huh. Oh, horticultural lighting group. They're all their videos. Yeah. They're not going to show plants. So, you know, let's see, if you're gonna buy a 1,000-watt, I haven't priced them in a long time. I'll just go to Amazon and price one really quick. 1,000-watt high pressure sodium. Wow, dude, you know, you could spend $179. Hey, Ice, what's up? And get a high pressure sodium, 1,000-watt. You know, it's gonna take a really long time for that the LED to pay for itself. That is a giant difference in price. They claim that their 650 is the same as 1,000-watt. Right. And you know, I'm sure that those lights are doing what he needs them to do, but he's probably running a bunch of them too. You know, and that's the same light that he's running those. The thing is, he doesn't have to cool the room probably as much, right? It's, you know, if you can't grow outdoors and you're growing in a warehouse or whatever, and those lights are going to keep it nice and cool, and those bulbs last, I mean, you're spending over $1,000 a light. It's a lot of money, man. That's a fucking expensive ass grow. And it just depends, you know, if you want to spend that kind of money. Now that I guess the technology is finally caught up. But, you know, you can't replace a bulb in one of those, can you, when it blows a bulb? Or are the LEDs replaceable in those? when a bulb goes out. Happy New Year, Iceman. In commercial grows, the guys that are using them or saving thousands of dollars on electricity and air conditioning. Oh, they don't blow. They don't blow their diodes? That's good. I was wondering that. How reliable are those little bulbs? Yeah, they're saving money on, you know, I don't know if, yeah, in a commercial grow, yeah, I guess you're saving thousands on electricity. For Carson, hell yeah, Happy New Year, buddy. If you can justify the expense on those lights, man, that's expensive as fuck. And I always knew that the technology would catch up, but I always said the prices are going to be expensive at first, and there's going to have to be a lot of competition on that quality of an item before the prices drop and make it worth getting. And you know, for someone like me, I can't justify the expense. You know, I would think, though, by looking at that bulb, I would think that I would only need one for the whole room, but I don't have a high ceiling, and that bulb needs to be, you know, away. You can't put it down low like you can with mine. You could have them 12 inches from the tops of the plants. You know? They claim that you could be up 48 inches, but you're getting penetration down to the bottoms. I'd have to see it. But that price, man, I can't justify the fucking spending that kind of money on those things. You know, because energy for me is free. So if I don't pay a power bill, I'm not going to pay for an item that's supposed to save me power, right? And it would be interesting to see how long they last. I mean, do they start losing over time? Do they start burning down, you know, like a regular bulbs, you know, high pressure sodiums and metal halides start losing their your electricity bill was $300 a month your last electric bill. Yeah, that's a good cut in your power bill. Yeah. So for people, and most people have power bills, so yeah. It would be good. I don't think people are going to want to spend $1,000 on a light when they can find one for $170 that'll do the same thing. You know? I mean, how much heat? We still haven't determined how much heat that thing produces. I mean, it produces heat, right? You still got to use fans or air conditioning or anything when you're using them. Because if I remember, the LEDs I had were red and blue bulb LEDs, and they didn't produce too much heat. I mean, you could put your fingers against it. I think you could feel it, but you'd have to like put your hand like right against the bulb. I mean, yeah, I guess you have to pay a lot of money if you want to get a good one. It's still the same way it was years ago. It does produce heat. Your tent never goes over 81 degrees. That's not bad in a tent, even. But I can't remember how many watt LED you said you were running. Oh, you could turn it down to 60 watts? So yours goes up to 650 watts, down to 60, and anywhere in between. And do you have any way of knowing where your wattage is in between there? I guess you'd have to judge it by the temperature in there, huh? And dial it down because they don't have settings for wattage like the high pressure sodium ballasts do. Well, that's one nice thing about the high pressure sodium and the metal halides is you can click it. You can go 400 watt, 600 watt, 1000 watt, 1100 watt. Most of the ballasts will do that. But you got to cool the goddamn room, man. You got to get fans. You got to get air conditioning if you're running those. It's true. It's a benefit. And if these guys are yielding, if they're yielding the same thing, I mean, this guy was just in here complaining about it. He was just saying, I'm only getting half a gram per watt on my LED grow. And I'm like, it's an LED grow. What are you getting, Vega Man? Are you getting more than that? Have you calculated it out? I don't calculate that out because I just grow for me. I don't even wear that. Well, if you can get a pound on a plant, I'd say you're doing pretty good inside. That's what I would be shooting for. Was that like 454 grams per plant? I try to get 4 plants under a light, Sometimes it ends up more, sometimes less. It just depends on what's going on. If you can do a single plant under a light and you do it right, you can do fucking great. But you gotta grow the plant out correctly. But the more plants you're going to have in your room, the less you're going to have per plant. If you're doing it, indoor growing sea of green is always a good idea. Especially with that light, seems like you're using a fucking LED like that. You're limited basically to what you can do as far as the level of the light and the level of the plants. It'll burn the fucking plants if it gets too close to the light, you know? But like you said, you can dim it. But then you're losing energy, you know, but you have to dim it. I never have to dim mine, that's for sure. I do raise them up a little bit. You know, you raise them up as the plants grow. I've got yo-yos on them. But 48 inches, man. That's so far away. Happy New Year, El Bucky. I've never used LED lights for flowering, and I always said I'd be interested in them when they do what an high pressure sodium or metal halides do, and the costs are justifiable. And you know, to some people, obviously the costs are justifiable. You know, if I was growing indoors and relying on that, it might be something I would look at. But I'm just not doing that anymore. You know? Up to 48 inches away from the tops of the plants. Hey, if it works, man. If it's they say it's making up these fucking amazing fat colas, you know, and they're getting huge buds underneath it, and they're full of trichomes, and they're nuggy and getting you high as fuck, you know, and full flavor. Okay. Great. It's only taken goddamn fucking 10 fucking years for it to get here. Well, you said the guy's been doing it for what, the last 5? But the prices haven't come down, obviously. All right, hey, Alex. I gotta go, guys. This has been an interesting conversation. I've learned something about LED lights that I didn't know. They have, according to y'all, caught up, but not in price. But when it comes down to saving money, efficiency in the long run, maybe so. It just depends on how you want to look at it and how much money it's costing you on your power bill every month. I still can't recommend them until I see the results myself, so I guess I have to check out this guy's channel, and I'll go see what kind of results he's putting out there. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Check out my friend Ron Placone, ronplacone.com. Bye, y'all. My dog, he's been sleeping the whole time.